Good morning. Thank you for making time and sparing a moment of your busy day to learn about the new innovative ways Tanglewood has improved its organizational structure. We appreciate your open-mindedness and patience. Let us introduce ourselves. First we have Sophia Tamizan, Deja Patton, Sabrina Alvarez, Carla Solis, and Sean Seymour, and together we are Team 1 of Certified Consultants. We'd like to thank you for attending this meeting, and we hope you enjoy what we have prepared.
Greetings all. My most ambitious salutations are in order as we address the newest developmental procedure in Tanglewood's interview process. It is conspicuous that the previous and current interview methods that were utilized within the Tanglewood institution have been presented as ineffective and inaccurate. Along with acknowledging the uproar in Tanglewood's organizational and interviewing structure, we would also like to acknowledge all issues regarding the matter. With acknowledging the issues as certified consultants, we would like to present solutions that progress toward a brighter future within the company. In advance, we'd like to thank you for your consideration, and we hope that this can be the start of a more efficient and equitable interviewing environment.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sean Seymour speaking. Today, I'll be talking about Tanglewood's selection plan and how the department manager responsibilities correlate to store and organizational success. As a department manager, Tanglewood should seek to emphasize the responsibilities of the manager to new candidates. Some of the responsibilities include the supervision and direction of store associates, the coordination of activities within the store, overseeing the merchandise layout, ensuring customer satisfaction at all times, strict inventory controls along with physical inventory control systems, compliance with training, communication with other managers, and being the guide and bearer for standards in the company. This includes making sure that everybody's metrics are being met.
Next, we will talk about a few managerial skills that greatly enhance the work experience. First, starting with merchandise knowledge. Not only is it important for employees to be knowledgeable about merchandise, but it is especially important for managers to have extensive knowledge on all company products, goods, and or services. Next, we have sales. Sales also plays a huge role in the advancement of the company. Without sales, we're out of business. And we have leadership coming up next. The most important thing about being a leader is knowing how to follow and learn and listen. Customer service skills and experience is also vital when you're a manager or a leader of a team. Physical stamina, communication skills, and organization skills tie into the best managerial experience.
The current selection method. Tanglewood should seek to use an internal selection method at all times as we hire within. However, if an external selection method is used, a few methods come to mind. The brief job application, the March field application exam, the retail knowledge test, and an interview. Some of the problems that can be incurred with external selection include it's time consuming, taking away from resources that could be used to further profit. Managers typically only interview people with certain experiences, certain degrees, or a certain time within an industry. And candidates usually do not have the skills that these recruiters are looking for. Making external selection almost impossible to find qualified candidates to fill the roles for these selections.
Tanglewood is committed and has worked very hard in making sure that they are providing the best testing methods. So we took a look at what's not being tested in the current selection methods, and this is what we found. The knowledge of customer service principles, knowledge of organizational policies and practices, and the skill of the analysis of the financial and operational data. We also provided a few KSAOs as examples of what we can do to be better.
KSAO, communication and speaking skills. For this, we are basically asking the employee to think outside the box on how he would deal with situations. Most employees who don't have any communication or speaking skills will give answers such as, I have, it didn't work out well. However, a full in detail answer for the 3 points would be best. A proper answer, for example, would be, during my time in the military, when I arrived to the 82nd and arriving up to my new unit, I noticed that some of my soldiers were lacking in physical fitness tests, rifle qual, and other general soldierly tasks. I formulated a plan, I executed the plan, and because of the plan, I now have this to show for it. It doesn't necessarily have to be awards or on paper, but the fact that you knew that you hit certain growth points is what the recruiter is looking for in these examples.
This KSAO focuses on skills in judgment and decision making. The candidate will be asked the question, what will you do if asked to perform a task you have never done before? The scoring key is as follows. If they acknowledge that they don't know how to perform the task, they will receive 1 point. If they acknowledge that they don't know how to do the task, but they try anyways, they will receive 2 points. Acknowledge to the supervisor that they do not know how to do the task, ask for help or guidance, and complete the task with help, they will receive 3 points. Using this point system will allow the supervisor who is interviewing the candidate to be able to get a better feel of the decision making of the candidate, and it also gives the candidate a wider range and a fair opportunity.
KSAO, ability to reason inductively. For this example, how would you handle if your team resisted a new idea you introduced? 1 point. Do it because it is their job. Almost, I'm here so I don't get fined. 2 points. Explain a new procedure in detail. 3, explain the team why the new idea is necessary to meet the company or goals. With this one, most people will hear what you have to say but don't want to change. Due to this inability to change or reluctancy to change, people will stick with what they know. If you can explain the idea and why people need to do it, how to do it, and why it is productive and necessary to meet the company goals, most people who have common sense will go with your idea. That is if you present it in a democratic and non-threatening way.
This current KSAO dissects the candidate's ability to make judgments and decisions skillfully. The candidate will be asked the question, describe a time where you made a mistake. How were you able to repair the damage? The scoring key is as follows. The candidate will receive 1 point if they took accountability for their mistake. They receive 2 points if they took ownership of the mistakes and produced a solution. And 3 points if not only did they own up to their mistake, but prove or provided a solution that will prevent it from happening again in the future.
KSAO, managing skills and personnel resources. What specific skills do you think are important in a department manager? For this one, as we see for 3 points, the applicant will need to include in his answer communication and speaking skills, knowledge of customer service, and the ability to make judgment and decisions on the fly. Knowledge of legal rules and proceedings regarding workforce management, OSHA, and related material, and the knowledge of daily tasks in the organization are key. This is what makes a good manager, and this is what the recruiter should be looking for. These types of answers will come from experienced or well-knowledge candidates. The others, any other response, such as communication skills, knowledge of customer service, and the ability to make judgments and decisions, should be warranted as 2, communication and speaking skills as 1.
This KSAO dissects the knowledge of the customer base served by the store. The candidate will be asked the question, what will you do if an angry and dissatisfied customer confronts you? How would you resolve their concern? The scoring key is as follows. 1 point if the candidate calms the customer and apologizes for the situation. 2 points if an apology is given to the customer. And 3 points if the candidate gives the customer a solution or several solutions for the problem and apologizes for the inconvenience.
KSAO, ability to think creatively and develop original solutions. What would you do if you were working hard on a project and were almost done and the goals or priorities were changed? 1. Stop work and start over. This option is usually the most expensive route and should be avoided. 2 points, make changes to the original project to meet the original goals. Flexibility is key. 3 points, reevaluate the original and new project goals, identify the items that are not like the original goals, and make changes to the already completed work so that they meet the new goals. An applicant who answers for 3 points shows forward-thinking mentality and should be a highly sought-after applicant for this role. Tanglewood's department managers should be well-versed, well-practiced, and able to handle any situation that may arise that is within their control.
One thing that Tanglewood is always looking for is innovative and creative individuals. This KSAO will assess the ability to produce original ideas in context and in a creative way. The question reads, as a retail department manager, what would you say is your management style? They will receive 1 point if they say it's fair and reasonable, 2 points if an equal amount of fairness to every employee and focus on customer, 3 points if you are able to think quickly on your feet, reasonable and fair skills, knowledge to be an efficient and effective manager.
KSAO, ability to produce original ideas in context. What have you done to personally develop yourself to improve as a department manager? 1 point. I worked on myself and the way I carry myself in and around the office. 2 points. I learned more about the management, my organization, and took steps to improve not only myself, but my organizational skills. 3 points. I am where I am because of my experience and want to do more by doing more research and having more hands-on experience. An applicant who gives 3 points in this is a visionary, a forward thinker, and creative. These types of applicants could be paramount to Tanglewood's success moving forward, especially when reaching new niches in the applicant market.
If Tanglewood follows this new order of business, we are definitely off to a brighter future. A few things to keep in mind as we're moving forward. We want to make sure that the candidate is comfortable as you're learning about them. When you're interviewing someone new, it's always good to just be open-minded and understanding, especially in the interview process. Next, we want to remain as personal as possible throughout the interview. Being a brick wall is never going to be the answer when we're trying to get through to the candidate. It's always good to be real and personable. Lastly, we want to look for realistic solutions and pay attention to nonverbal body language. Even though they may say one thing, they could be nervous or they could mean something else through what they're saying. So it's always good to just pay extra attention. And lastly, as we conclude this presentation, we would like to say that Tanglewood is off to a great start and progressing toward a positive company achievement. It takes a lot of courage to recognize where we need improvement and properly plan for a stronger, more efficient work environment. Though the process will require much patience and consistency, we are definitely up for the challenge. Thank you for your consideration, and we hope that these suggestions help progress Tanglewood toward greatness.